Alright, here's a quick mini review slash parts check of my Corvus Rhino FLT. They're aluminum, trail fat bike. So I guess we'll start with the drivetrain. I'm running a XO1 Eagle 12-speed rear derailleur. I'm running a Garbaruk 10 to 52 XD cassette with the oil slick XX1 chain, and then the Truvada Stylo fat carbon cranks, along with a 30-tooth wolf tooth camo chainring, an oval. Tried putting a 32 tooth on there and it was way too close for comfort and the chainstay, but I think the 30 tooth is okay for fat biking. Seat post, running a bike yoke Divine. This one auto, bleeds the damper cartridge every time you push it down, and has essentially zero play. And it's just the smoothest dropper I've ever used. I have those a couple of my other bikes. Highly recommend. It's also really easy to break down and service when you need to. Ergon SM Pro butt perch, Silka tool wrap on the back there with some basic essentials. Crank Bros Candy clipless pedals. MV bars, M5s I believe, flat. The wolf tooth fat paws. I got XT M8100 2-piston brakes. Best brakes you can get for the money. Running one of the carbon XX1 Eagle shifters. I'm normally a big Shimano drivetrain and brake guy, but I pretty much wanted to run an Eagle setup for the fat bike because the chain is a lot better at keeping rust away, and I guess wearing better in worse conditions, I guess, that this fat bike might see. It's not as good as my XT setup, but it's pretty good for what it is, and it's light and durable. I'm running some light bicycle, 27.5 by I believe 80 millimeter wide carbon wheels. I had to have these rebuilt after 3 seasons since they were originally built with aluminum nipples that started to corrode and start popping spokes. So just had them rebuilt with some DT Swiss competition spokes and some brass nipples. Hopefully be a little bit more corrosive or corrosion resistant. Then I've got the Cake Eaters, new for this season for me, Cake Eater 27.5 by 4-inch tires. I was running the Bontrager Barbagazzi tires in the 27.5 by 4.5. I'd say that these roll a little bit quicker at about the same weight, and the paddles, I guess, are a little bigger than those Bontragers, so we'll have to see how they handle the actual snow. But just on the trail, they certainly seem to roll a little quicker and have a little bit more grip. I guess I'll go into a couple of downsides. I personally don't really enjoy the external routing. This spot right here is probably my least favorite area. As you can see, I got it taped up, but it's kind of an awkward way to run the dropper cable. And then the other thing is I've got the cables kind of all going to the left side here, so it's kind of a mess. I've got it taped up because I don't want it to rub on the mat frame. But that's probably my biggest complaint about this frame, is how this cable routing is kind of weird. How it goes on the fork too. Not really a fan of how that goes, but yeah, don't really like that. But I will say the build quality and the ride feel of this, it's definitely a little stiffer on this aluminum frame. The fork definitely stiffer than some of the other like whiskey forks that I've used. I think this is also, it's got the bosses on it, so it's kind of made to load it up for like some adventure riding. So they kind of need to build it, I guess, tough in that aspect. So I guess I do see that. What else did we miss here? I think that's about it. Another plug for something that's not even sponsored, but the I guess remnants you see here, I just threw some Silka Super Secret just drip loop wax on it. Highly recommend it. In dry conditions, you can go 200-300 miles on it before you need to relube the chain. And if it's really muddy or sandy or anything, you really don't have issues with anything sticking to your chain. Definitely recommend that. But yeah, after about 1,000 miles on this thing, for being a pretty bomb-proof so far aluminum frame, overall I really enjoy it. I don't see a lot of them out there, and I enjoy riding it.